This video comes to us from TikTok user Lakika Alexis, and it captures a truly bizarre encounter outside a residence. The person filming is drawn to their front door by a persistent and rhythmic knocking. The sound is clear and deliberate, yet through the glass or upon opening the door, there is no one in sight. The camera pans across the driveway, showing parked cars and a quiet neighborhood street at night. The uploader seems to be looking for a logical explanation, perhaps a prankster or a neighbor, but as they investigate the porch area, they find something that defies a simple explanation. It is a sequence that builds dread through sound and isolation. The knocking stops, and a figure is seen standing perfectly still in the distance, but then look at what's left on the floor. Some viewers believe this was a supernatural visitation, specifically because of the figure in black standing by the car and the stick left on the mat that seemed to move. Others argue the figure is just a neighbor standing in their own driveway, and the stick was moved by the person filming or a light breeze. Skeptics also point out that the knocking could be simulated or coming from a different part of the house. The way the stick appears to twitch on the ground has led many to suggest a thin fishing line was used for the effect. It's a polarizing piece of footage. Do you think this was a staged prank or a genuine mystery? Comment your theories below. Our next entry takes us into a dimly lit home, shared by TikTok user Harimclary. The scene begins with a dog standing alert in the middle of a dark living room, staring intently toward the front door. Animals are often thought to be more sensitive to the unseen, and this pup is clearly agitated, barking at something we can't initially perceive. The owner, sensing the dog's distress, begins to record the encounter. The tension is palpable as the dog refuses to move, its gaze locked on the entryway. It is a chilling reminder of how vulnerable we feel when our pets react to an empty room as if it were occupied by an intruder.
What do you hear, buddy?
Some viewers believe a spirit was attempting to enter, specifically because of the audible metallic click and the door handle visibly turning on its own. Others argue the house might simply be settling, or perhaps the door wasn't fully latched and a change in air pressure caused the movement. Skeptics also point out that a person could be standing on the other side of the door, though the owner seems genuinely confused by the event. The dog's immediate reaction to the sound adds a layer of authenticity that's hard to ignore. Is it a break-in from this world or the next? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This video comes to us from TikTok user Canistextoast, presenting what looks like a typical office hallway after hours. The surveillance footage, dated October 2017, captures a quiet and sterile environment, but the atmosphere quickly shifts into something far more sinister. There is a heavy stillness in the air as we gaze down the tiled corridor, past the office doors and the motivational posters. However, as the camera continues its silent watch, a figure emerges from the darkness at the far end of the hall. It is a moment that feels both impossible and deeply wrong, challenging our understanding of the space.
Pretty good. How can you do that? You forget about it.
This look like
A pale, humanoid shape appears to glide into view from the shadows. While it looks like a person, its movement is eerily smooth. But keep watching the office area.
How can you do that? You forget about it.
this look like she's floating, Bob. Is that it?
Oh God, that gives me the creeps.
Yep.
How can you do that?
Some viewers believe this is a restless spirit, specifically because of the way the figure seems to hover or glide rather than walk. Others argue it's simply a person wearing white clothes, and the low-quality CCTV creates a blurring effect that mimics floating. Skeptics also point out the digital clock in the corner, suggesting the footage could be manipulated or a simple double exposure. In the second clip, we see papers fluttering on a desk in an empty room, which many attribute to a draft from the HVAC system rather than a ghost. It's a classic case of perspective. What do you make of this office haunting? Tell me in the comments. Those were just the first 3 anomalies of the night. From ghostly office figures to shadow figures, the evidence is mounting. If you're enjoying Pale Playback, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an investigation. We release new evidence every single week. Now, steel yourselves, because the next clip might be the most disturbing one yet. Back in a family home, TikTok user CaseyBay326 captures a moment that many parents fear. The footage shows a living room where adults are relaxing while a young child plays with a broom. The atmosphere is casual and lighthearted, filled with the sounds of conversation and play. However, the child's behavior starts to take a strange turn as he begins to interact with an empty hallway. He speaks as if someone is standing right there, just out of sight of the adults. It's a common phenomenon for children to have imaginary friends, but the specificity of his reactions and the way he points into the darkness makes the skin crawl.
International. That looks good though, dude. We gotta try that. Alright, start this video, break the ice. We're gonna break the rice. What the hell is in the rice? Oh. No, that's sick! That's insane! Boy, that's amazing! Wow! Okay, let's go! That's amazing. That feels so trippy too. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, you're righteous. Yeah. You don't do oil of them. What? I can't grab all I'm doing it.
What?
Oh, yeah. That's so satisfying. Yeah, that is. I like it.
A ghost?
A ghost?
That looks amazing.
Where?
That took.
That shit.
Go get him.
Go get who?
Like that ghost.
What ghost?
It's in there.
I'm all set.
Go get him.
No.
What does the ghost look like? Ooh, what's that? Like that? Okay. Where is he? It's in there. And where? It's in there. Here? Uh-huh. Further?
The boy claims a ghost is right in front of him. Watch the father as he goes to investigate the dark hallway.
Uh-huh. Further? Is he here? In front of me? Over there? Where? Which way? It's in there. In that room? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going in there. Want to go see? No, I don't know. Maybe you do whatever you want, bud. Want me to turn the light on in the hallway? Something in there. Huh? No, it's ghost in there. There's no ghost in there? It's not anymore because the light's on? It's not going someone in there? Yeah. Ghost. It's a ghost? Is it a nice ghost? Friendly ghost? Okay. Go find him. Oh, do what? Am I fighting it? Go find him. Come here. What? Go.
All right.
I'm good? I think we're good.
Okay.
Is it a big ghost or a little ghost?
Big ghost.
A big ghost?
Yeah.
Is it a boy ghost or a girl ghost?
Big ghost.
A big ghost. Okay.
In there.
Some viewers believe the child was seeing a spirit, specifically because of the way he tracks a movement invisible to the camera and the adults. Others argue that children have overactive imaginations and he was simply playing a game that the adults inadvertently joined. Skeptics also point out that the dog on the couch remains completely calm, which usually contradicts the presence of a paranormal entity. However, the child's insistence that the ghost is big and right there even after the lights are turned on is chilling. Could it be a spirit only visible to the innocent? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah. Down your oil with them.
What?
I'm doing it.
What?
This video comes to us from TikTok user Sophiesticated53, and it captures a moment of pure auditory dread. The uploader is walking through a dark open field at night, documenting an experience that feels like something straight out of a horror film. She mentions a chilling detail, the sensation of hearing her own voice calling her name from the darkness. As she moves through the grass, the atmosphere is heavy with anticipation, the flashlight providing only a small circle of safety against the vast, encroaching night. The silence is broken only by her breathing and the crunch of footsteps, creating a tense environment where every sound is amplified.
Ew, it smells weird in my mouth. Oh, that just went. Hello?
A faint, disembodied whisper seems to cut through the night air right after she stops. It's a sound that shouldn't be there, especially in such an isolated location. While the wind or distant mechanical noise can often mimic human speech, the timing of this occurrence makes it particularly unsettling. However, stay focused on the audio as she continues her trek, because the most distinct mimicry is yet to manifest itself from the shadows ahead.
Hello? Hell no. I'm out. I'm done. That's it. Nope.
The clear repetition of her name in a voice that sounds identical to her own is undeniably frightening. Some viewers believe this is a genuine recording of a mimic, a creature known in folklore for stealing voices. Others argue that this could be a sophisticated audio edit or even a friend hiding in the distance to create a viral moment. Skeptics also point out that the camera movement becomes extremely erratic, which can hide environmental clues. Despite the skepticism, the raw panic in her reaction feels authentic, leaving us to wonder what was truly waiting in that field. What do you believe she heard? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Oh my God. Hell no. I'm out. I'm done. That's it.
Our next investigation takes us to the quiet, sterile corridors of a nursing home, a place often associated with heavy energy and lingering memories. This footage was captured by user Saratau82 during a live stream. She explains that the facility had been experiencing unusual noises and electronic interference throughout the night. The camera pans across empty dining areas and lounges, where the silence feels unnatural. According to the uploader, many viewers watching the live broadcast noticed something moving in the corner of the frame before she even realized it. The setting is ripe for activity, with long, empty hallways and furniture that remains undisturbed until now.
Estaba haciendo en vivo aquí en el asilo de ancianos y se estaban escuchando muchos ruidos. Y mucha gente, cuando me acercaba a la silla de ruedas, notaba que algo se miraba, algo se escuchaba. Vamos a ver la silla de ruedas. No mames. ¿Viste eso? Cuando estaba haciéndole en vivo y yo me acercaba aquí a la silla de ruedas, se cortaba, se escuchaba mucho interferencia, se escuchaban voces. Vean esto, vean. No sé si miraste cómo se movió. Cuando estaba haciéndole en vivo y yo me acercaba aquí, se cortaba. Se escuchaban demasiadas voces. A mí no me gustan las sillas de ruedas porque yo sé que ahí hay mucha energía. No hay nadie del pasillo. Escucha. Escucharon pasos para allá. Ay. ¿Escuchan? Escucha que cerraron la puerta. No sé si escucharon la puerta. Pero aquí siempre hay actividad. Es la primera vez que veo una silla de ruedas aquí. Ponme un comentario si lograste mirar cómo se movió la silla de ruedas. Si es que viste.
The wheelchair appears to pivot and move on its own as if someone were sitting in it. Paranormal enthusiasts suggest this is a residual haunting or an entity interacting with a familiar object. Others argue that nursing home floors are often polished and slightly uneven, which could cause a balanced wheelchair to roll if disturbed by a draft or vibrations. Skeptics also point out that the movement is subtle enough that a thin, invisible fishing line could have been used to tug the wheel. However, the accompanying heavy footsteps heard later in the hall add a layer of dread that is hard to ignore. Is this just gravity, or a former resident making their presence known? Tell me what you see in the comments below.
Mames. ¿Viste eso?
We've seen some incredible evidence tonight, from voices in the dark to phantom movements in a nursing home and children talking to the void. The night is far from over, and the evidence is only getting more intense. If you're finding these captures as unsettling as I am, make sure to subscribe to Pale Playback and hit that notification bell. We bring you new, analyzed footage every single week to keep you questioning reality. Stick around, because our final recap and analysis are just a moment away. This video comes from the account Recordo Paranormal Chris and takes us inside a residence that is allegedly plagued by a violent poltergeist. The investigators enter the home and immediately note a strange, localized odor, often a precursor to high-intensity activity. The house appears cluttered and abandoned, with a thick atmosphere of decay. They move cautiously through the living spaces, their flashlights cutting through the gloom to reveal signs of a life left behind. They aren't just looking for figures in the dark, they are searching for any physical proof that they are not alone. The tension is palpable as they approach the kitchen, a room where the activity is said to be most aggressive.
Hola, hola.
No, mames, güey, hasta huele raro, güey.
¡Ay!
¡Ay! La puerta.
No,
No seas mamón, Chris.
The door slams shut with significant force, despite no one being near it. This physical interaction is a classic hallmark of poltergeist energy. While a draft or a slightly off-kilter hinge can cause a door to swing, the speed of this closure suggests a deliberate push. But don't let your guard down, because as they enter the kitchen, something much more inexplicable is about to happen with a small object resting on the counter.
No mames, güey, hasta huele raro, güey.
No,
¡Ay!
mami,
La puerta.
No,
No seas mamón, Chris.
No,
A ver.
no, ábrela tú, güey.
A ver, güey. Oye, güey, chistaron, güey. No mames.
No mames, güey.
A ver, explícame esto.
Mucha atención a lo que está a punto de suceder con el adorno en esta casa del poltergeist.
De las niñas, vengas por acá, güey.
Vente, Miles.
O sea, sí está perro, güey. La neta, aquí estar en este rollo, güey. Y sí se siente pesadísimo, güey. Muy, muy pesadísimo, güey. ¡Ay,
¡No
cabrón!
mames!
¿Sí viste, güey?
No te pases de lanza, güey.
¿Sí vieron, güey? ¿Qué se cayó?
No mames.
Güey, ¿qué se cayó, güey? ¿Qué se cayó, güey?
Fui, güey.
No mames. Ah, la madre. Yo, ¿sabes que me asusté, güey?
A wire ornament is valiantly thrown from the counter, seemingly on its own. Some believe this is clear evidence of a kinetic entity capable of moving solid matter. Others argue that the object could have been pulled by a wire that is invisible in the low-quality, high-contrast night footage. Skeptics also point out that the person holding the camera is positioned in a way that could facilitate a manual toss from off-screen. However, the shock of the investigators appears quite genuine. Is this a clever hoax or a truly dangerous haunting? I want to hear your theories in the comments section below.
¡Ay!
mami,
La puerta.
No,
No seas mamón, Chris.
This video from literally 611 Terads is a frantic, terrifying look at what happens when your own home becomes a source of fear. The uploader is in a state of high alarm, investigating a series of strange occurrences in his bathroom. He claims that the window blinds have been acting on their own, and as he enters the room, the atmosphere is electric with panic. The bright red walls and harsh lighting only add to the claustrophobic feel of the scene. He is desperate to find an explanation for the movement he's seeing, but what he discovers through the glass is something he never expected to find in the middle of the night.
I don't remember opening that. Okay. Oh shit. Is that? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Why? That's on the outside. What honestly is that? What honestly is that? Can I use my... What the is... It's on the outside! It's on the outside! I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm terrified! What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
The handprints appearing on the outside of the window, while the uploader is inside, are truly disturbing. Many viewers are convinced this is a physical manifestation of an entity trying to get inside. Others argue that the handprints could have been made beforehand with oil or moisture and only became visible as the glass fogged up or the light hit them at a specific angle. Skeptics also point out that in the chaos of the filming, it's hard to tell if someone could have been standing outside just moments before. Regardless, the fear in the room is undeniable and the visual is haunting. Was someone actually out there, or is this something not of this world? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I don't remember opening that.
This video comes to us from the YouTube channel Fourth Wall, capturing a moment that feels like a scene pulled straight from a modern urban legend. We find ourselves in a narrow, dimly lit alleyway in Japan, a place where the concrete walls and tight spaces often play with our depth perception. The person filming felt a sudden sense of unease while walking home, prompting them to pull out their camera. The atmosphere is heavy with the distant hum of city life. Yet in this specific corridor, the silence feels thick and artificial, as if the world around them is holding its breath. As the camera pans back toward the alley, a white, translucent figure seems to rise or stand up near the back wall before the uploader quickly retreats. Some viewers believe this is a clear manifestation of a spirit, specifically because of the way the shape appears to have a human-like silhouette that elongates. Others argue this could be a reflection of the person filming or perhaps a digital artifact caused by low-light sensor noise. Skeptics also point out that the person's own flashlight could be reflecting off a reflective surface or a discarded white plastic sheet that was moved by a draft. What do you make of this alleyway encounter? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. The next piece of evidence was shared by Ozark's Exploration Unlimited, featuring a mundane office setting that suddenly becomes the stage for an explosive anomaly. Security cameras are running in a small room filled with shelves and desks, typical of a back office or storage area. Everything appears perfectly normal. The room is quiet and there's no movement or air current to suggest any instability. It is the kind of setting we see every day, which makes the sudden transition into chaos even more startling for those watching the monitor. Pay close attention to the desk on the right side of the frame. A flash of light erupts on the desk, followed by a thick cloud of smoke. Paranormal enthusiasts might claim this is a spontaneous energy discharge or a manifestation. However, a more logical explanation involves technology. Specifically, the visual evidence suggests a lithium-ion battery failure. Others argue that the placement of a monitor or laptop on top of papers could have caused an electrical short and subsequent fire. Skeptics also point out that the frame rate of the security camera makes the combustion look more instantaneous than it likely was in real life. Does this look like an electrical accident to you, or something more mysterious? Share your theories below. We've seen some incredible evidence tonight, from poltergeists to handprints on the glass and figures in narrow Japanese alleys. Each one leaves a lingering question about what truly haunts our daily lives. If you're captivated by these mysteries, subscribe to Pale Playback for new videos every week. We dive deep into the internet's most unsettling footage to find the truth hidden in the shadows. Stay tuned, because we have one more piece of evidence to examine that might just change your mind about the supernatural. Finally, we have footage from Paranormal in Fear, recorded during an exploration of what appears to be an abandoned residence. The investigator is moving through a bedroom, focusing his light on a set of built-in wooden wardrobes. The room is in a state of disarray with items scattered on the floor, adding to the general sense of decay. As he approaches the closet, there is a strange scratching or tapping sound coming from within the wood. It's a classic setup for a scare, but the physical reaction of the furniture is what catches the investigator off guard, leading to a frantic confrontation with whatever is hiding inside the dark cabinet.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? Hola. ¿Y la mosca que salió? Hola. Salió una mosca, miren. Ahí está la mosca. Y anda, y anda, y anda, y anda. Aquí había alguien adentro, ¿eh? ¿Estás aquí adentro? ¿Estás aquí adentro? Miren, miren, miren. Hola. ¿Dónde estás? Ay, Dios. Ay, Dios.
The wardrobe door slams shut with incredible force while the investigator stands several feet away. Some viewers believe this is a poltergeist, specifically because of the violent nature of the movement. Others argue that a person could be hiding inside the wardrobe or in a crawl space behind it, pulling the door shut from the inside. Skeptics also point out that the floor appears uneven, and a simple draft combined with gravity or a hidden string could produce a similar effect. Interestingly, an insect flies by the camera right before the event, which some use as a distraction theory. Is this a staged hoax or a true haunting? Let me know your opinion in the comments.
¿Estás aquí adentro? Miren, miren, miren. Hola.
That concludes our investigation for tonight. From mimicking voices in a dark field to violent poltergeist activity in abandoned homes, the world remains full of mysteries that defy easy explanation. Whether these are clever hoaxes or glimpses into the unknown, I'll let you decide. Thanks for watching Pale Playback. Don't forget to comment your theories below. Be sure to subscribe to see more analyzed evidence every week. Until next time, stay vigilant and keep your eyes on the shadows. The line between reality and the supernatural is often thinner than we'd like to admit.